Alright, in the last video we learned about how to create a repository and how to add the files over here. Now in this video we're going to learn about how to do this using your command line. So using the command line is mostly what we prefer to do so. So let's see how to do it. Now what you need to do is, again, basically you create a repository. For example, new repository over here. Now you can create your own name, for example demo1, select the users and give a description about what that data thing is all about. I'm just giving here demo and make it public, and don't click on add readme files or anything. So now we only create a repository over here. So what happens is, like, you have this particular thing. So now what is this gives you some git commands where you can initialize the git on your local system and push that into the remote repository. Alright, so the remote repository, we are referring to this GitHub platform. This is like a code hosting platform which is provided by GitHub, which is owned by Microsoft. Now the local repository is your local files. For let me go and take one of my local files over here. Alright, so let me what I do is I'll just remove this one over here and I will create a new repository. For example, it can be any of your folders which is currently having. So let me create a new folder called GitHub tutorials. So I'm going to upload this particular folder. Now this folder will be having a couple of files like maybe let me create a couple of text files which can be something like demo files, and this can be have some code files as well, right? So you can add my codes, or you can drop any of your existing particular files which you have in your repository. For example, you can take any images or something and push it over here. So let me go and grab some images if I have some. Alright, so let me go and grab this image over here as well. So this has some my thumbnail image over here which I created, the Git and GitHub complete guide. So now what we are going to do is we are going to link this particular thing into the GitHub using the Git version controlling. Now what you need to do is either open your command prompt. You can type, if you're using Windows, you can type command prompt over here. Alright, so this opens your command prompt. Here you can simply copy paste the particular code. So let me split my view. Alright, so now you'll be able to see what's really happening over here. Alright, so now let me paste this git in over here. So this initialized the particular git on my GitHub tutorials folder. Now when you go into my folder, you will be able to see a file called git has been initialized, and it has different configuration. Now by default this will be hidden, so any changes into the particular profile will be added over here. Now you can skip this because we have our own thing. So what we do is like git add star, which will add all the all the files into this thing, and you can just copy git commit m. Now it has added 3 files. So in our repository we do have 3 files, 1 2 3, that has been added. Now what you do is like you create a branch called main, so all the changes will be committed to this main branch. Now what you will be doing is like git add remote origin sanjay demo1 git. Alright, so this has been added. So demo1 is your repository name which you have been created. Now once you've done this, you git push you origin main. So what happens is like all the files in your local system, for example the one which you have seen here, it has been uploaded into over here. Now you can see all the writing has been completed 100%. What you need to do is like go back and refresh this. Alright, this particular files has been already here. So that's how the git work, right? Now you can also do something like if you want to add a readme file, you can do it in the command prompt. So git add, oh, you don't have a readme file over here, so maybe we can push one more photo. Let me check. Alright, let me paste it over here. So I added another picture over here which is called Cat over here. So this is in the PNG format, so if you just want to add one particular files, you can also do it in that particular way. So what you do is like git add the file name .png. Now git status to see whether that file has been added or not. So you can see in the green thing that new files has been tried to add into this thing. Now what you will be doing is like you will be performing the same thing. For example, you don't do these all things, you just type git commit. You can add a new image. Now git push origin main. So we don't follow the initial commits like git push remote origin main. Now we just do git push origin main. So what you will be doing is like this particular thing will be appearing over here, the new image which we added over here. So now you can see the writing has been completed. Try to refresh it over here, so you can see the new image which we have pushed, which is like the finoctat. All right, so that image is already over here. So that's how the changes is working. So that's how the basics about how you do it. Now if you want to do this on the Visual Studio Code, you are free to do it. So I would say you should have a Visual Studio Code in your system, and you should connect it to your GitHub account. So that's the similar way that you can do it. For example, let me show you how exactly you can do that on Visual Studio Code. You can type cmd and you can type code dot, so which will eventually open this particular folder repository on your Visual Studio. So here you can see that particular files appearing over here, and this is your code test. And if you want to add something into the file, you can see what all images which you have and everything. Now let me go and add something over here. So for example, when we go into my code.test, there is nothing inside the code.test. all right, so we can add some details into the code.text over here. So we can do that by just type like added code dot. All right, so click on save, and you can open terminal, new terminal. Make sure that you have connected your git and everything has been set up in your Visual Studio Code to do this. Git add star git status. So you can see my codes were modified. This one is modified, so we have added that. So git commit m code is modified. Okay, enter git push origin main. So you can do this in this particular way, that you can see this particular file has been pushed. Now when you try to refresh it over here, you can see that particular test which is added, add code dot, is already available over here. So that's very pretty much easy way of explaining what is GitHub repository and how you can do the commits through this. And now you can see this particular commits is already available over here, right? So this is one of the important facts about how you do the code changes. Now every commits has their own SHA codes over here, so this is very easy for you in terms of understanding how the GitHub is working and how you can do the commit. Now your questions will be like, what if I add some file over here? For example, let me some change over here rather than going into my repository. So let me add some files over a readme file over and added via GitHub UI. All right, let me click on commit changes, directly committing into my main branch. All right, so now I have a readme file as well. Now, but when you look into this particular page, there is no readme file. So how you can add this? So let me push that into how we need it. Let me show you. All right. So you just need to do git pull. So with this will fetch all the updated version of your GitHub repository. For example, if multiple people are contributing, so these things will get add up with a lot of information. So every time before you push, make sure that you do pull. This is one of the biggest thing, otherwise you will get conflict issues and it will take a long time to resolve the conflict issue. Alright, so now when you go back to here, you can see the particular readme files over here. So that's how you synchronize your work between Git and GitHub, and this is an amazing way for collaboration. So feel free to explore, and I have dropped some links in the description, so you can come and start and you can do a practice over there. Alright.